What's going on, Saberforge? It is Faith again with a new review. This time I'll be reviewing Saberforge's new day blades. I got a purple and a blue, and I'll be comparing it to the V4 Infinity blade that you see on my Weathered Sinister Prophecy. And I'll also be putting them into Ultrasabers Dark Sentinel and their Dominics. Now, before I begin, I want to say right off the bat that I am not very well adept when it comes to LED modules and all the different technical terms for it. If anyone were to ask any of those questions, I will not have the answers. I will not pretend that I know everything. I just know that the colors are the colors. I don't know what kind of things that they use for the colors, so don't ask me those questions. Continuing on, I would like to say that I was very happy with the fact that these day blades came in within a week. I was very happy with that. I was not expecting them to come in that quickly. I would have expected like maybe 2 weeks. But since it's only just polycarbonate tubing and a screw-on tip, I thought it was actually pretty good for its time. As you can see, there's a definite difference between a white polycarbonate on the V4 as well as the translucent look on the day blades. I believe this is because they are trying to emphasize the color for the LEDs in the lightsabers during the day so that they become more vibrant, because it doesn't show off the actual light itself, but it does brighten more of the core part of the blade whenever it's lit up. And I'll give you a little demonstration with my Weathered Sinister Prophecy just for the white one. As you can see, it's very bright down here, but as we go along, it starts to get dimmer and dimmer. It doesn't see very well on the camera. Actually, kind of does. It shows more so up here. As we go along, it starts to get more and more pale as it goes along. See if I can get a long shot of this. See how it's brighter down here, but more paler down there? Is because of the fact that it's just traveling along the tube. And with it being daylight, light cancels out light, and so on and so forth. Turn off the saber here. Now, I'm going to compare these two. I'm going to put them into my Dark Sentinel, which has the Ultrasabers Deegan Silver, very bright, very white. And I will actually start with the blue one. And I did test a couple of these before I did post this video. I posted them on Facebook as pictures, but this will be the first time I'm actually putting them on video. So this is what it looks like with the Deegan Silver, and it actually looks really good. Very solid color. It does kind of taper off. However, it shows more so on the picture than it does in real life that the color is still there. There's a little bit of the dark part of the polycarbonate, which I have no problem with. And it actually looks like it's pretty even out throughout the entire thing. More so down here because, you know, this is where the light source, so obviously it's going to be brighter. But if you were to look at it from my perspective without the camera, it's actually pretty well evenly lit. I mean, even down here at the tip, the only complaint I have is the fact that there's this little dot right at the very edge of the tip. That's really the only complaint I have. But other than that, I personally like I personally like the fact that it looks as good as it does just in daylight. All right, now we're going to test this out with the purple. Oops. Things are falling everywhere. I apologize. I usually do everything one-handed. And this is with the purple blade, obviously, with the Deegan Silver. Originally, I wanted to say this was more like a Bane's Heart, but now that I actually look at it, it doesn't seem like that way on camera. Is nowhere near Bane's Heart, where that is more of a rose color from what I've seen on Google Images. But from here, this would almost seem like a lighter version of the Amethyst from Ultrasabers, which is the only one I'm really familiar with in terms of color other than the red. And as a comparison, I almost want to say that it's kind of close to the color that you actually see with Mace Windu inside of the live action movies. Let's get a nice long look. Very evenly lit. It looks darker in person than it does on camera, but the fact that it actually is lit up in daylight is by far amazing. I'm going to turn this off. I'll compare this one to my Dominic's LEV4. Now this one does have sound. I will first put the purple one in. And it looks significantly more purple, more violet, compared to the Dark Sentinel with just the Adegan Silver. In person, this is more like a deep amethyst for Ultrasabers compared to just the regular amethyst that you would have from just the heavy grade and Ultraedge heavy grade. I have those two with me, but they're across the room, so it's not easy for me to hold right now. But I will put those here on a little bit. But as you can see here, really fully lit. I really like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels because it actually doesn't throw off the weight compared to the heavy grade. I believe they are made of the same density and weight compared to the V4. So I will now turn this one back off. And if you just give me a moment, I will actually grab the Ultraedge heavy grade and the heavy grade. Alright, so I got the heavy grade and the Ultraedge heavy grade. This is the heavy grade. As you can see, it has seen some action. And here is the Ultraedge heavy grade. This one's used for my Graflex. And you can definitely tell that there's a difference between the two. And between the Dayblade. So let's actually put the Ultraedge heavy grade first, just to show you what I mean by how luminescent it is in the daylight compared to the actual daylight blade. Even though the color is much more solid and more full, the problem is that when you look down there, it's almost white, in my perspective. It almost seems like it's not even fully lit. I mean, it's not very sunny out right now, but so I can get a good look. This is in direct daylight, and it almost looks like a white. So it doesn't look very good in daylight when it comes to the Ultraedge heavy grade. Take that out. Now I'll add the heavy grade. It still keeps the brightness and everything else, but it just doesn't feel as purple. It is almost like a very faded purple. And then apply the Dayblade. And this looks just more purple in my opinion. Everyone might have a different opinion of these, but I feel that the Dayblade is more suited for purple. And lastly for this, before I move on to the next one, I'm actually going to apply the blue. Now this one struck me as very interesting. This was something I did not expect to happen, but I'm actually very glad that I did. It blew my mind. As you can see, it's a full-on blue. There is no purple inside of the core. I believe it's because that since the LED is a mixture of red and blue, it emphasizes more of the blue and cancels out the red. From my perspective, I can actually see a little bit of purple inside the windows, like on the very edge of the tube. But I honestly did not expect this to actually be a full-on blue like it would be for the Guardian Blue from Ultrasabers. I'll hold this one up to the light as well. And as you can see, it is... You can still tell that it's lit up. I'll turn it off just so you can see the difference. That's what it is when it's turned off. Turned on, and you can easily tell the difference. So we'll go ahead and turn this. Let's exchange this one out with the purple. Now I'll do a side-by-side comparison with the V4. I mean, it's obviously not as bright since, you know, purple is purple and red is red, so red is going to be brighter. But still, overall, I am very happy with it. Let's go ahead and turn these bad boys off. But I would definitely recommend these day blades if anyone wants to try making like fan-made films during the day. That way they actually don't lose the amount of light. And if you don't have any sound, that's totally fine. With sound, it makes it even cooler because basically it's just a giant glow stick otherwise. But that is my review of the day blades. I'll be posting another one to test their durability. So hopefully we'll be posting that one a little bit later. I'm going to put this blade and this blade up against these two just to see how well they hold up. So until then, I'm signing off.